If you've just joined us, we've been looking at the farmers' herdsmen crisis and also the numerous reforms that the Minister of Interior is expected to initiate in this current administration and the budget year 2016. Our guest on this episode of Question Time is the Minister of Interior, General Abdurrahman Dambazo. Don't go away. Now let's move over to the issue of border insecurity. Transnational banditry is still one major insecurity issue in the country. What are you doing to improve border security?
The border security is an area that is of tremendous concern to us. We have borders that are porous and extensive. Our borders cover about 4,500 kilometers. So that is a huge challenge. The second challenge is that almost all the border communities, share the same cultural affinity. When you look at our border between us and Cameroon, from the south to the north, is the same. Likewise, Chad, Niger, and Benin. So there is that strong cultural affinity. To a large extent, you cannot even distinguish between who is a Nigerian and who is on the other side.
In addressing the issue of border insecurity, what role is the Border Community Development Authority playing in addressing this issue?
Quite a lot. Quite a lot of collaboration. Don't forget the fact that the Nigerian Immigration Service, as part of its function, it's border security. They have, border patrol. They had aircraft that patrol our borders. Unfortunately, most of those aircrafts have been grounded. So we're trying to see how we could fix them so that they continue the border patrol. But we also encourage, leadership within those communities. For instance, there is a forum between the governors, border governors in Cameroon and border governors of Nigeria. They meet from time to time to discuss some of these issues. Secondly, we are also looking at the use of modern technology to see how we can address the blind spots of our borders.
Now, before we wind down this conversation, the budget has been passed and all eyes is on the Interior Ministry leading the pack with over 513 billion naira for the fiscal year. So how does that capture the aspirations and yearnings of Nigerians?
Most of that figure you see goes to the police, actually. We are looking at a way that we can improve the Nigerian police in terms of its relationship with the public, because that general perception about the police, we want to change it. In terms of its communication ability, including movement, the whole lot of capacity building. In terms of the welfare of its personnel, the accommodation, both office and residential. There's the strategic implementation plan for the 2016 budget, which was approved by FEC a few weeks back. Out of that, plan, we extracted those very relevant areas to the Ministry of Interior. We always know the fact that we are saddled with the responsibility of public safety and security. And we focus our attention on those areas, the focal points and those strategic areas which the government focuses on. One of those areas, of course, like I mentioned, is public safety. The fire service is there. We need to have a federal fire service that has the necessary equipment, the training, and the capacity to respond. We need to build more fire stations because so that we can meet even the international standards. We've discussed the prisons. That's an area of serious challenge. The civil defense is also to deploy in the Northeast. We're preparing about 3,000 of them as the first batch to deploy. That also will cost in terms of training and equipment, and also the allowances. Of course, the immigration service we mentioned. So all these are areas that, but we have our plan for implementation.
Lieutenant General Abdurrahman Dambazo, thank you very much for making our time to be part of this episode of Question Time. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
And that's it on this episode of Question Time. You may also send us your comments on our various social media platforms showing on your screen. Join us next week on another exciting episode of the show on Channels Television. Many thanks for watching. I'm Gbenga Ashiru saying goodbye.